Hi, and welcome again with our third video of ASP.NET Core API with Flutter. Don't want to talk too much. Let's go to the coding straight away. I want to show you what we have done in the previous videos. Let's go to Visual Studio. Still, I have my project here. So in the last video, we have created our services and our data projects. Where is the data? This one, data here. So we've been with the repository. So as we said in the last video, we'll continue our repository. We'll try to write the codes to get the data from the database and how to let's say to save it, to update it, to delete it. So first things we needed is just to create a new class. We'll call it student repository. We'll add our method inside it, or we'll implement our methods. So we're just implementing. So let's call it student repo. So this student repo should be public. And from where we get this method, we'll get them from our interfaces. So I need just this method to be implemented. So let's say my student from interfaces. So after that I need to implement them. So it's easy and nice. So but before doing anything, I need to get my my database connection, or my database or the DB context. Where will be now? No, sorry. So here, yeah, private. So I need to set read only. It was student DB context. Great, it's coming on. Let's say DB. So I need to inject it to my constructor. I will say this DB. So it come, let's say underscore DB. Or if I do this one, that's great and easy. Okay, why giving us always here? So we'll check it after, no problem. Okay. So let's leave accessibility. Let's go check the DB context. I just need to be public. Everything depends on that DB. Nice. So first things is our getting all the students from the database. What we can write here, we can say we'll stay same. We'll use lambda, but we say here underscore DB dot students. I don't need to write anything more than that. I will get all my students and send them this method. So if I want to delete the student, so I need to get this student first. Student. Okay, I will call it student equal. So I need to call get it from my database. I'm saying dot student that. It will be fine because I need just one student only. I will pass my ID. So now I got that student in my hand. So I need to delete it from database. What I can say, easy db dot. We can say student dot remove, or you can say remove straight away, but let's use this one, safe and better. So after that I can say underscore db dot save changes. So 100% should be better than this, and should be more than this. You can write try and catch to get always if something happen with the connection, if something happen when you are trying to find this one, it's not existing database. So better to put it in try and catch, and always check your ID if it's null or not null. it will be proper more than this, but just here we are just showing you how to do it. So the second one, we can add how to get student. I think we wrote that already here. Where is it? In the delete. Just copy this one if you like that. Okay, I can say return student. That's it, because you are finding only one student and you send it back. And same, you can you should always check if this ID is null or no, there is result or no, how many row affected, something like that. So it will be now, I think it's when the save. My way is always to use one method to save, or let's say to add or update. How we do that? So we are already receiving a student, so we'll check this student. We'll say if student.id is equal to 0. What's mean equal to 0? That's mean what happened? Okay, that means it's a new record. I need to add it. So that means just adding a very simple way. What I will say, underscore db dot you can say student dot add. So I need add who? I need add what the user sent me from the front. Okay, add db dot, I should save everything, so I have done it. That's very easy and very simple. But what if the ID is not equal 0? I can say else if, to be better like this. So else if the student ID, let's say if not equal 0. So here will be more coding, because you need to get the student again. How to get the student? Same what we have done here. Let's copy this one. Okay, so this ID from where we get it, so it will came from the front, this one. So find this is student ID. Why it's saying to you this one, that ID? I need to change this one name. Let's call it underscore entity. Okay, any name you like. So I got this student, it's saved an entity, but I need to update it to add the new data. So what I will say, entity dot I can't change the ID, or I can't update it, so I need to send now fill the new data. The new data came from student dot first name underscore entity again dot last name equal student dot last name. What I have more? I have the gender, I think, yes. Underscore entity dot gender equal student dot gender. Here simple and very easy. So after that I don't need to say anything more than db dot save change it. I don't need to send the old way you said, oh, update this one. No. So I think now we finished our repository, but we'll mention again one more time, this is not a proper way. You need just to try catch and handle your errors. So the second things, or I think we finished all of our classes here, our library. So now we need to move to our startup file. And that what we'll do in the startup file, so we need to inject our data. I don't know if you have tried with the old way with the ASP MVC5. You need to have a third party to inject your data. But here now, ASP.NET Core, they have it built in. So before you calling the add MVC, what you need to say, you back again say services dot add, I think let's do transient, actually this one. So there is difference between the transient and between this, which one it was, a singleton, I think. At singleton, or there is difference between them, but I will let's leave our main job and how to write them. So I need to inject my student interface with my student repo. Just calling the libraries. This is my services. So the difference was, I think it's not that hard between the transit and the skeleton. One of them just to handle the what they call, how it can make it easy. Example. So let's say let's suppose something similar, stateless and stateful. So one of them can save the session always, and one of them twice. I'm not sure about them. I'm not sure which one of them, but I use always a transient because I need to store my session always. So this, I think here we are fine. We inject our data, and there is one more thing. We need to get our connection. So here you have options. You can use in-memory database. That's what came with ASP.NET Core, or you can use SQL Server to create your database. But for easy option, I will use in-memory database. So I create DB connection. DB context. So in this DB context, I will pass my DB context. I call it student DB context. So use lambda expression. Here you can, as I mentioned to you, it's back to you. But I will use this one because I don't need to go and create my database. Thus I will use call it in memory. In memory data base. I just need to call it from this framework. So here just we need to give name any random name. Let's call it std db. So our database in the memory it will be student db. So here if you want to continue on, you can use SQL Server connection. That's great. So here now the last things we need to do it to create new controller. Let's create controller. What we call this controller? We'll call it. So you have your option to many options to choose. I will choose just empty one. You can choose any one of them, but I would prefer to choose always everything to write by my hand and to see what I'm doing. So let's add the new controller. We'll call it student. Okay. I think we can continue on with the next video because this 113. Yeah, it will have maybe nearly a 10 minutes in this controller too, or less. Maybe I can say in the next video we'll write the controller, and after that we can test what we have done using let's say Postman. So see you in the next video.